2, Dos Equis, testing. Can you tricks hear me? Hello, hello. All right. Can you hear me? Can you see me? You see my sexy ass legs? All right, today we got something special for you guys. I know a lot of you want to learn more about Chris and Whitney, and you guys preach on health, wealth, love, and happiness, but we haven't seen anything love related. Well, today's your lucky day because we're gonna talk about love languages in a sense. Not really. I'll leave that to Whitney. What I'm gonna bring you today is some guided content on how you can keep a chick and or not just any chick, but more so a high value woman. Or just keep your relationship intact. Some of you guys have no idea how to do that, and that's what I'm here for, because I'm like the lady whisperer. But I'm only whispering to one, okay? Let's get that clear. So, I'm going to talk to you about how to retain a chick and or high value chick, or keep the relationship that you currently have, or maybe even potentially rekindle it. I got most of this is going to be off the dome, but I just have some checkpoints here because my mind is always racing in terms of how can I add value to you guys, right? So I'm going to tell you, don't use this to get a chick, because then you set the bar way too high. And then she's going to expect stuff like this all the time. I want to talk to you about the setup that I got here, what the simple things that you can also wrangle yourself to make this really easy, really simple. I'll even throw in a strategy or two if you don't have the finances to be able to afford something like this. There's a couple strategies you can implement as well. We'll talk about that for a hot second. I'm going to talk to you about the materials, what I'm using, and why I'm doing all of this. Right? I think that's the most important thing, is the why. Not the how, not the what, not the when. Why? Why am I doing all of this? Right? So we're gonna touch on that in a second. See you soon. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, if you don't know where you're at right now, you're at the CHWH Co channel with Chris and Whitney. We help provide insight, encouragement, and help to inspire individuals who want to better their lifestyle, whether it comes to health, some aspect of wellness, fitness, relationship, finance. We cover the whole spectrum, because in order to have a great lifestyle, you have to have a balance. Everything in life is looking for balance, right? So the best way to attain that is work on each aspect collectively, so that way they all grow and prosper together, right? My name's Chris. At some point you'll see Whitney. You're not gonna really see her. You're just gonna see her laying on the table. You might see her disrobe. Oh, stay tuned for that. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoy what I'm going to dish out for you. This is some really, really high value content. No one on YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok is doing anything like this in terms of wanting to add value to you, so that way you can add it to someone else. So let's start the show. All right, gang. So this is something you want to use if you're in a relationship, if you're married, if you've been together with someone for more than a year, right? This is a way to show that person that you appreciate them, but also it's a way for you to both understand some of the basics, right? Whoever's doing this, whether it's a guy to a girl, girl to a guy, that's all I'm going to touch base on, because, I'll leave it there. I'll digress. So this is one of the best things you can do, because it's just like cooking someone a dinner. Thinking of something like personalized, and not just getting a gift or giving a gift card to Massage Envy, right? So this is one of the best ways to learn how to keep your spouse happy, excited, keep the love in the relationship, keep the excitement in the relationship. Why? It involves you going the extra mile and thinking of a little bit extra that you can actually do for them. It also requires some creativity, right? In order to do this, you have to be creative. You have to think on your feet, right? So these are all things that if you're with the right person, they're going to appreciate, not 100%, 1,000%, right? So take that into consideration. The reason why I'm bending down is because I'm 6'3" and it's really hard for me to stay in the frame of the camera. So I'm doing my best, but for now, you guys can keep looking at my legs because I know you are. It's okay, I won't judge you, but I am inside. So yeah, you want to be able to implement some of these things within your relationship. Why? Because it's going to keep things fresh. It's going to keep things vivid. I don't remember the last time I bust out this table. It may have been a year ago, year and a half ago. But that doesn't really matter because I do other things that keep the relationship fresh and keep my other half excited, happy, wanting to stay with me, right? So I'm making the extra effort. Some of you guys out there are not making the extra effort. Just because you take someone to dinner doesn't mean they're going to be interested into you long term. They want to see what you can offer. What value do you bring to the table? Your boy Chris Cooper brings a lot to the table. This is just one of the aspects. You guys seen me cook. You haven't tasted it, but you've seen it. I do many other things as well. We're not going to get into that because that list is rather long. But yeah, this is one of the things that you can do to retain a relationship, keep the other person happy. How do I know that? Because I've had the conversation with Whitney in regards to, hey, what do you like? What do you enjoy? What are some of your habits? What don't you like? It's called communicating. If you don't know what the other person enjoys, likes, or gets excited about, how can you keep them happy? It's a good question, right? It's a good question to ask. Just like people working at their jobs, a lot of times why they're not happy, because their boss has no idea what they enjoy, what their goals are, or anything of that capacity, right? So when you're in a relationship, communication is key. Say it with me, communication is key, and everything, right? Not just the fun stuff. So I hope you understand that. That's all. All right. Okay, I said you do not want to use this to get a girl. Why? Because then you set the bar way too high for someone you barely even know, right? I know you're trying to get in them draws, but if you just do the right things, I'm sure it'll come at some point. You do not want to use this to get a chick because now she's expecting this all the time. She's going to be expecting stuff like this every day, right? And you may not have the capacity to do that every day, right? You just want to do something special. So wait for them to earn it. Right? Don't just throw stuff out there expecting people to get excited about it, and then they're gonna be like, hey, you remember that massage you gave me 4 or 5 years ago? Right? So I think that's pretty simple in terms of why you don't want to use this to retain a chick. You are going to set the bar way too high. We want to start low with little forms of deposits, and then we want to lead up to the bigger ones that require more energy, more effort, more creativity. Right? If you come right out the gate with those, sometimes it's not going to work in your favor. Then it's almost like you're showboating and you're not the real deal. Okay? That's all I got to say in regards to that. So next we're going to talk about the setup, so don't move. All right, so you guys may not know this, but I have an audience right now, and they said I'm pretty good off the dome. I like to say so myself, but there's no script. There's no teleprompter here. This is all off of Chris Cooper's Chrome Dome of experience and experiences. So next we're going to talk about the setup. Setup's really cool, so stay with me. All right, I'm going to deconstruct a little bit so I can show you all what's going on. Whoa. All right, so we have a table here, a massage table. If you don't have a massage table, you can use an ironing board, you can use your kitchen table, you can clear off the kitchen island, and you can use that. I'm just kidding. Don't use any of those because I don't know how safe they are. It may not hold up something that's over 100 pounds. You want to invest in something that's actually going to be stable, sturdy for whoever's going on it, right? Always read the weight capacity for the apparatus that you're getting. You want to practice safety. Last thing you want is to put someone on a massage table and the whole bitch collapses. Right? That would be funny, however, it would be also pretty injury prone, I guess, if that's the right word to use. So that's technically that's not the first step. First step is your ass. Make sure from the waist up, you wear something that you're okay with getting lotion, sweating in a little bit because you're gonna be doing some work, right? From the waist down, you wanna make sure everything is in tip-top shape. As you can see, my junk is quite packaged. My legs is out, right? I got some nice footwear on. Got the Adidas socks, the Adidas kicks. Why? Because I'm gonna be on my feet. So that's the first step. Second step, you wanna make sure you smell good. It's all about aromatic aromas. Aromas are what put people at ease, make them comfortable, and make the senses evolve, right? So first step, make sure you are dressed appropriately. Second step, make sure you smell good. At least don't overdo it. I got a little cologne on, so she get a little sniffy sniff. But other than that, that's about it. Oh, I got deodorant on too, that's important. So yeah, make sure if you're gonna wear shorts that your knees are properly lotioned. One thing that'll turn a girl off, some ashy ass knees, baby. If you're white, that still applies. I've seen white people with ashy knees. So yeah, first things first, make sure you're up to par. Second thing, or third thing, make sure you got a massage table or the proper apparatus. If you cannot afford a massage table, here's a loophole. When Christmas comes up, your birthday comes up, hey, whoever, if anyone in your family still gets you a gift, hey, ask them, you know, I'm doing a little practice at home in terms of treating my body better. Do you think you could gift me a massage table? I can send you a link for one that's not very expensive, right? I'll tell you the truth, that's how we acquired ours. We didn't necessarily ask that way, but I just gave you a small little script in terms of how you can ask. But Whitney had voiced that she wanted to purchase a massage table, and lo and behold, one Christmas, it showed up under her tree. I didn't buy it, someone else gifted it to us, right? So these are some proactive, preparatory loopholes that you can also leverage, right? I forgot my list in terms of what I was gonna talk to. Give me a second. Oh yeah, we're still talking about materials. I hope you guys are still with me. So massage table, super important. Towels, little towels, big towels, right? If you want, you can get a bigger towel or you can get a blanket. I personally like a blanket because you gotta cover the person with something, right? You can't have them laying on the table half naked and they shiver to death, right? So you want to make sure the individual is comfortable. You want to make sure the individual is properly taken care of, right? These are all important aspects of doing all of this creativeness, right? So I'm going to set this up so you guys see exactly what I'm doing, but make sure you have lots of hand towels, lots of regular towels, right? So we got that there. You want to think about every little waking detail. Unfortunately, my better half is small. I am 6'3", so I had to raise the table up all the way on the top prongs so I'm not bent over like Frodo Baggins, right? So we got to think about all of these things, all these little things. So I raised the table all the way up, and now she got a little step ladder to step on because I don't want her jumping onto the table and then messing up the whole setup or rolling into something, breaking this massive TV that we have, right? So you want to think about everything, right? The little details matter. So what else do we have? We have some hand lotion. Well, sorry, this is not hand lotion. This is body milk lotion from our business, the best of the best. G&H, it's called Refresh. Focus. Hope you guys can see this. This is the best stuff on earth. So good. It's got aloe in it, and it's got some other natural properties that are plant-based. The best. We got some CBD. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little swab of this and I'm gonna put it in my mouth and I'm gonna get a little high before I do this. Psych. There are no cannabinoid or hallucinogenic properties in this CBD cream, but it's the best, right? So this is the Pro Cream. This is gonna help with loosening some of the areas in the upper back that she's having some tension in, and yeah, good stuff. Also, both of these are from our business. If you're interested, shoot me a DM, shoot me a something, just reach out. What else we got here? We got a blindfold. We got a blindfold. Hey, now I know what you're thinking. Am I gonna slip a finger in the whoa, easy, easy. No, I'm not gonna do that while she has a blindfold on, unless she gives me permission. But you wanna make sure that person has a blindfold, try to black out all the light. It's gonna allow them to go into a deeper form of comfort, a deeper form of relaxation. Same thing with the earplugs, right? You may be doing laundry, you may have to fart. You don't want them to hear it, so have them put some earbuds in, right? I am lactose intolerant, so every now and then a little fart slips out, right? I apologize in advance, but this is a good way to keep them from hearing it.
Ready? Yeah. Oh my God! What? That stinks! Who did that? Who ripped it?
That'd be me.
Are you serious?
Earplugs, blindfold. What else we got here? We got a bowl. Oh, what's this bowl for, Chris? We got a candle. I'll get back to the bowl in a second. Candle, remember, aromatherapy, super important. Their senses are going to be intact while you're doing all this, so super important. So, why do I have a bowl? The bowl is for hot water. Why do we need hot water, Chris? Well, typically, before you give someone a massage of sorts, you want to be able to loosen up that area with a warm compress. However, I don't have a warm compress. It's gonna be something that I invest in the future. We had one, but it ripped. Long story short, it's not here anymore. So what can I do? I have a brain, so I can think of alternatives. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna fill this bowl up with hot water. I have some other smaller hand towels. Remember I said, bring lots of towels. I have these three. I'm gonna jump that into the hot water. I'm going to let those soak. I'm gonna put this on the area that we're going to be working on. And then I'm gonna cover these with, what do you guys think? Come on, I know you're smart. I'm gonna cover it with some more towels so that way the heat stays encapsulated on the wet ones and they don't get cold fast, right? We have brains, use them. You guys are smart. You may not be as smart as me, but you're smart, right? If you're not as smart as me, leverage what I'm telling you. I guarantee it will work for you, or else I wouldn't be making a video on this. Trust. All right? So that's why I got a bowl, more towels, right? And then from there, we're gonna get into the magic, which is the massage. So now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave you tricks for a second. Well, better yet, let me show you the setup. Okay, so before I get into the setup of putting all this back together, make sure the temperature in your house is at the right temperature. You don't want that bitch like a sauna and then you both are sweating and funking up the place. I would say high to medium cool temperature so that it's comfortable, right? Like I said, don't make it too hot. Like I said, stop looking at my thighs, I know they look good. Anywho, let me set this up. Oh, and one other thing for the setup. If you can put on some soft music, that also helps. Remember, we want to engage the senses. Even if they do have earplugs in, they'll probably hear a little bit of it in the background. That's okay, because that's gonna kind of potentially act like a meditative, what's the word I'm looking for? A meditative influencer, right? So we're gonna have a candle in a safe space. We're gonna make sure that we smell good. We're gonna make sure the music is at a reasonable tone, a lower tone, right? And these are all properties that are going to engage the senses. Super important when giving a massage, right? Smell, we're not gonna leverage taste, but we will emphasize smell, touch, hearing. I think that's it. That's 3 of the 5. That's a lot, right? So let's get to it. Does Whitney do stuff for me? Absolutely. But I'm a simple dude. I like simple things. I like a head rub. I like hand massages. Yeah. Oh, I didn't talk about the last thing. Before I get to the materials, well, actually, I already did go into the materials. I told you guys that already. So really, look, see that? Really simple setup. Super fast, super simple. I'd already put the table up, already had the stool out. Now all I'm gonna do is light this candle. I'm gonna put it in a safe space, so that way you don't burn down your place. And I'm gonna get this hot water in the bowl. And last thing, which is also really, really important, make sure you have a bottle of water or something for the person to drink, right? They could be dehydrated while getting massaged. Typically that does happen. So having a bottle of water or a water bottle off to the side for them available is important as well. Then, last thing guys, I swear, after this, we're gonna get into the massage, right? So give me a sec. All right, you guys can still hear me? Great. So, why am I doing all of this? You're probably wondering. So there's a couple of reasons. I personally have had a number of Asian massages. If I were to rate them on a scale of 1 out of 10, I would give it like a 4.5. It's not the best, however, it does just enough, right? So I would say about a 4.5. So yeah, in my personal opinion, the Asian massages aren't the best. I don't really think that they're doing an hour. I think that they're putting an hour timer on, and whatever they do within that time equates to the amount of time that you get, right? So that's the first thing. Second thing is we do a lot of proactive physical therapy. But unfortunately, a lot of physical therapy offices are only open from Monday to Friday. They don't typically open on the weekends, right? Homedale Physical Therapy. So they're typically closed on weekends. Why do we like to do proactive physical therapy? Because we are constantly wearing on our body. Just like you drive your car every day, your body is just as important, if more important, because you're putting more wear and tear on your body than you do on your car. You use your body every day for something physical, right? So you have to take in consideration of taking care of your body. Eating right, exercising, yes, those are aspects of care, but these are also other aspects of care. So it's important to take those into consideration, right? And third thing, it's important to continue learning. If you stop learning, you're a loser. I'm gonna say that louder. If you stop learning, you're a loser. The people that are watching this video to retain some information, they're learning right now. They're learning how to do something that's out of their wheelhouse. Just like at one point in the past, this was out of my wheelhouse, and what did I have to do? I had to learn how to do the basics. So that's what I'm sharing with you. I'm teaching you how to do the basics of something super creative that's gonna add a lot of value to the other person in your life, right? So that's the third reason, just understanding the basics of being able to identify knots, you know, rub someone the right way, touch them the right way, and really just show them that you care, right? Aside from just doing the massage, this allows you to demonstrate by actions and showing that person that you genuinely care about them. Whether you know what you're doing or not, right? They're going to appreciate the effort, and they will probably coach you and tell you, hey, you know, next time you could go a little bit harder. You know, next time you can focus on my left side of my neck because that's where I have, you know, some tightness majority of the time, right? When you communicate with that person, you're going to learn, and then you're going to improve and get better, right? So those are some of the reasons as to why I'm doing this, not just so you can retain a chick and or a high value chick, right? So I hope you guys are learning and gaining something from this, because now we're gonna use these muscular hands of mine and get some knots out, baby. Let's go. Yes. All right, gang. This is about to commence. Water's ready. the table. As you can see, this water don't be hot. Let me see if you can catch the steam. Oh yeah, you see that? Oh yeah, safety. See the gloves? Don't be doing no dumb shit. Okay, we got our hot agua. Candles lit in a safe space. You guys can't see it. I'll show you real quick. See? Got the candle going. That's over here, away from the action, because we don't want to burn our place down. The amount of articles in news headlines that I've seen of someone doing something with candles and then they knock the candle over and then it lights the whole place on fire is complete idiocy. Is that a word? Idiocy? Idiocy? Just stupid. You can fact check me on the word idiocy. So, we got Wit up here. My hands are nice and cold. She's loving that right now. Alright. And then what I like to do, I just start feeling. She told me where she's got some tightness. But then once I start feeling around, I can start feeling areas that feel like you're pressing it feels like you're pressing drywall or pressing on the wall, right? It's pretty hard. It's not giving. Muscles shouldn't be super tight like that, right? If you touch your bicep right now, is your bicep hard like a piece of drywall? No, it's pretty flexible, right? You should be able to press your bicep and going. Now, if I flex it, completely different story. But even still, I should be able to get some flex in it. Oh snap! Check that. So that's what we're feeling for. We're looking for tightness in the back, traps, rhomboids, right? If you're not sure what I'm referencing, look up a picture of the anatomy of the back, and you can see where bone meets tissue, right? And you can be able to identify what I'm talking about. Right now I'm looking at her traps and neck because she carries a lot of tension there because she has a habit of not sitting upright in her desk chair, whether it's here or at work. So I already can feel her tightness in her back and in specific areas, right? Because one side, her left side, super tight. Right side, not as tight. You can definitely get through the right side. So I'm saying my right and my left, however, on her side, it's gonna be her right side that's tight and not the left side, right? So, yeah. So really all I'm gonna do is wait for this water to cool down a little bit. You guys can probably hear the music. It's on a low volume. I'm gonna sit these hand towels in there. Now, there's something that you could have that I don't have, which is disposable rubber gloves. Those would work really well in this case because then you would have something protecting your hands as you're touching the water and also as you're massaging, right? To each their own. You can choose whether or not you want to use them. I personally believe a physical touch with hands when you're actually giving the massage is better, and when you're getting the water or the warm compress out, you can throw some gloves on if you want to protect your hands. But I'm going raw today. This shit is hot, bro. So I'm gonna do a slight hack. We're gonna put these other bits back on. I'm gonna bring these Jones out because these bitches is that. We just want the heat. Nice sensible ring out. Don't get water all over the place. Okay. We got one. Now, if it's too hot, ask the person, hey, is this too hot or is this good? And I'll tell you. Just fold it in half like so. Just slowly and gently place. Is this too hot? She says no. We keep going. But first, we want to lay down this one It's gonna keep some of this heat in. As we get the other one ready. Gloves on. Start ringing. This water is hot. Also, if you have a bottle of water for yourself or something to drink off to the side, preferably something non-alcoholic because you don't want to be under the influence when you're doing this. That's super irresponsible. This is about them, not you. However, if some of you out there know what I'm talking about, this is also for you. Alright, second one going on. Too hot? She says no, we keep going. Fold this down a bit. Hot water. Hot water. If you guys want to know what music I got playing in the background, it's someone that we admire. His name is The Magician. He's a house DJ. And this is mixtape 60, as you can see on the screen. Alright. Last one. Last one, the best one. This down hot, baby. Okay, last one. Too hot? Alright, we are good, gang. We're gonna put this last towel over, and then we're gonna let this sit a couple minutes on our back, maybe 3-4 minutes, and then there'll be some heat. On the upper back and neck. This is mimicking a warm compress, remember? If you are liking this content, you are enjoying this, you're actually learning something from it, I need your help. We have a goal to get to I think we're planning on getting to 10,000 followers, right? Go ahead and love this video. Stop liking shit. I need you to love this. Like I said before, no one's doing this, right? No one's doing this. So I need you to love this video. Go down, love this video, comment. Let me know if there's something you want to know that maybe I can help add value with. If I don't have the answer, I'll do my best to guide you to the right answer or someone who has it. And then third thing, share this video with someone that's actually going to enjoy it and take from it as well, right? Whether they're going to laugh, gain some value on it, out of it, right? And then, yeah, that's all I got right now. If you're not following our channels, make sure you're following our channels also. I'll be back in a sec. So, as I'm waiting, I decided to talk to you guys for a second. As you're doing this, don't do this with the expectation of receiving something in return. Just do this out of the kindness of your heart and because you care about the other person. I hope you guys are catching on. I've said that several times already. Do this because you want to do this. And if the person wants to give you a gratuitous tip afterwards, then let them. But let that be their choice, right? Do this out of the kindness of your heart because you care about the other person. You appreciate what they do within the relationship. They're not just sitting on their ass and watching TV and doing all this other stuff. They're genuinely getting after it and helping, making things happen in regards to your family, your lifestyle, or whatever you guys do together, right? So yeah, don't do this with the expectation of you receiving something in return. Do this because you want to. Now with that being said, is it still hot? No, not so much. Is that yes or no? Can you hear me? It's not hot anymore? Okay, see? When you ask questions, they give you responses. Alright, so what we're gonna do is derobe. How long does it stay hot for? Oh yeah, nice and warm. link it up so that way they stay covered. Keep that heat on the back end. We're going to get rid of this water because we don't need it anymore for right now. Okay. Do a little half fold action. I'm gonna be focused a lot more on the left side, it looks like. And then you just wanna feel for like, sometimes I call it like gristle. Like it feels gritty. Right? And you just wanna gently massage, you don't wanna be hammering. Hammering their back. The best way to get knots out is just a slow, repetitive motion and just rub it out. Is it tedious? Yep. Will your hands get stronger? Yep. Is it annoying? Yep. But super beneficial. And then just talk to them in the process. I'm not going super hard, so looking for those big bumps that feel a little like gristle. That's the best way I could describe it. Is it feels like crunchy, and you just want to gently rub that down. And the repetitiveness of that will actually help to get the knots down and or out of the back. So what I like to do, I use my 3 fingers or 4 fingers, and I kind of like group them into a pinpoint kind of like hand motion, and then I put the other hand on the top of the back so she's not jiggling all over the place. And then I just focus on the knot. It's gonna move around, but then you just have to reposition and just locate it. This is a little bit more prominent on her right side than her left side. Oh yeah. It's like a little cluster. Don't be afraid to alternate hands. You may feel something with your opposing hand that you don't feel with the other hand. So I have a tendency to go in a circular motion when I do this because I feel like it hits the knots better. There are other tools that I have to be able to help with MT. I don't know if I told you what MT means, but massage therapy. I have a massage gun. I have some other tools that are used for targeting areas, for like scraping and stuff like that. But Whitney, she has a lot of knots that aren't necessarily on the surface part of her back. They actually go under her scapula a lot of the times, like where her shoulder, where her back retracts, and she gets knots under there. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing ever. It's pretty simple stuff, guys. It's not rocket science. It's just paying attention to the details. So right now, I'm not using any lotion. It's just warm skin and hands. We will get to the lotion. just wanted to loosen it up a little bit. So we're gonna first do a little blend. I do a little bit of the CBD. And then I mix that with the lotion. See that? That's all we need. And we're not just gonna use this on one side, we're gonna apply this to both sides. Across that top shelf area. That's where a lot of her tightness is right now, so that's where I'm gonna focus. It's probably gonna, and as I work some of those out, then I'll get more into like her neck and stuff, and maybe a little bit lower in regards to like mid back. Moisturizer or the lubricant or whatever you want to call it, you'll feel a lot more of the tightness. Another one I like to do, take your hand, close it, and then lift your knuckles up only. And I do that, and you can use that as like a manual scraping tool, which helps. Target some of the neck here. Just slightly switching positions. I'm gonna put some more lotion on because we want to keep the back nice and slick. For right now. Remember guys, you just want to do the best you can. This doesn't have to be perfect. It's about the effort. And the fact that you're at least trying to help. Typically, when there's knots at the top, right? So say she has knots closer to her neck. Typically, a lot of the time, the problem will be occurring from down here, tightness, and maybe like the top of the rhomboid or the scapula, right? So if you work these knots out, then you can, as you work your way down, you'll start to identify tightness in other areas as well. So another tactic I use, I just use these 3 fingers. So take your hands, close these fingers, and move your index finger away. And I use these for stabilizing, and I kind of just rub in that one section. Catch the beat, you can go to the beat. Spinning some tables. See, this is why you want to have him put earplugs in, so we don't hear your ridiculous antics. I'm sure she can still hear me. She might be taking a nap. She always gets these really gnarly knots right in her trap. That's what I've been working on a lot of this time. His hair out the way. She has so much hair. You can use cocoa butter. I probably would stay away from baby oil, because that just gets really messy and really slippery. There's a time and a place for baby oil. But if you grab a good lotion like the one I have, you'll be in good hands. There's a knot here that keeps running from me. And this lotion will be good for your hands also. Sometimes, a lot of times, it will feel like you're not doing much of anything, but I guarantee you that you are. So this one, I'm doing 4 fingers, and I'm just going over that one section. So, like I said, really simple stuff, guys, not rocket science. If you wanted to take it a step further, you could actually get licensed in this. I was back in the day, but not any longer. Do I still have that knowledge? Hell yeah! Why? Because I'm always learning, because I'm not a loser. I don't make excuses. I do my best to find solutions. You should do the same. I'm sure it'll work in your favor. Maybe one day you'll be overlooking the water, massaging a gorgeous woman that's half naked in your space. Just saying. Just saying. Alright, if you guys are enjoying this content, this video, this information, if you like any of it, if you like my hat, my pink hat, it has cherries on it, popping cherries, just kidding, not kidding. Then what I need you to do is go down, love this video, comment below, tell me what you like, tell me what you didn't like, just say something, and share this video with someone that's going to benefit from it, or they just want some entertainment. Oh yeah, knots is going down, baby. Baby! We're not going to neglect the left side. It's just really not tight at all. It's kind of crazy. CBD. We're gonna give the right side a break. What we're gonna do is the left side. Oh, wow, wow, wow. So, if the other side isn't as tight, all you want to do is just show it some love, baby. When you're massaging, your thumbs are going to be super important. Especially for locating knots. It's a little one here, a little baby knot. So this technique, all I'm doing is like taking my thumb, applying pressure, and like windshield wiping. If you want to call it that. Oh yeah, I can dance by the way. Some of you guys probably didn't know that. And usually knots come from a lack of circulation in certain areas. So really, if there's a specific section which I'll show you guys in a second. I'm gonna give you a different view in a second. I'll give you the above view so that way you can see what I'm seeing. All right, hang with me for a sec. We're gonna change camera views. I'm gonna give you a different perspective. All right. Wipe your hands off. Cover them up. Put their hands up for right now. We'll bring it back down. Remember, always keep them comfortable. All right, and we are back. We back. Let's get this out. You still doing good? I think she's sleeping. So this is what I was talking about before, right? You guys can see this redness. This is where this is the right side that I was working on before. Now I'm doing a little bit more of this left side so that doesn't get neglected. Just add some tightness up in here. The redness is okay. All we're doing is helping with circulation there. If we had little cups, you know, people do cupping, that does the same thing. That helps pull more blood to circulate in that specific area. That's why there's usually a lot of red blood capillaries in that specific area, because it's helping with circulation. We're doing the same thing here. All right, so we're gonna give this side a little bit of a rest, like I said before, and we're gonna do this right side. And now you guys can see more of what I'm doing. Remember that windshield wiper technique I told you about? Very effective. This side is not as tight as the right side, but we don't want her to be imbalanced. And how I was taught was to push away from the neck and not towards the neck. This is going towards, right? I was taught to go away from the neck. Just got some little baby knots. See, I'm doing the hand cupped technique, if you want to call it that. Really simple stuff, guys. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. If you want to know the playlist, leave a comment below. If you want to learn, if you want to know how I learned all of this, leave a comment below. If the music's too loud, leave a comment below. I am here to help, or else I wouldn't be doing this. There's a million other things I could be doing right now. Well, correction, I would be doing this, but I wouldn't be videotaping it. This left side's pretty good. And this right side has had a little time to relax. It's just one little knot I want to get out. Do this one section. And see how I keep getting lower on this area? Because these knots, the tightness usually starts lower and then it builds up, right? So if you can relieve some of the tension starting here down, or at least loosen it up a little bit. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect, but at least you're making an attempt to do something. I call this the grip and rip technique. If you want to work on your grip strength, this is a great way to do so. Build strong hands. And our goal is just to loosen up the muscles and help increase circulation. That's it. If we get out of knot, so be it. If not, we want to just minimize it. See how this is moving now? This was not like this when we first started. I wish I should have showed you guys. Wish I could have showed you. I mean, I should have showed you. I'll show you next time. If there is a next time. But this whole side, right, it wasn't moving like this. It was super tight. So, let's see. So gang, we've been going for a strong 47 minutes. And this is when typically at the Asian massage place, they tell you to get ready to get off the table. And they kick you off. But we don't do that here. We give the full hour. And now we don't want to go so hard. Just a gentle. If you want to be generous and give more than an hour, more power to you. Just remember, the goal should be to one day have this professionally done on a consistent basis. I wish you guys could feel what I'm feeling. This would make a lot more sense. But this is actually pretty good. Gently rub them off so that way they're not greased up. Most of the time people don't want actual neck massages. They want a trap and top shelf massage, because that's where a lot of their tension lies from sitting in a chair, driving, things of that caliber. A lot of people hold tension in their upper body, so super important just to keep that in mind. If you're looking at multiple screens, if you're looking down at a laptop, if you're bent over, hunched over a lot, you're gonna hold a lot of tension in your upper body, typically the top shelf. Didn't really have to do a whole lot of rhomboid work, but as you guys can see, this is where she holds a lot of her tension, right in this general area, right from the trap, top part of the rhomboid here, and then right around her scap. Right, so if you could see the redness from here down, because this is where she tends to be really tight. So we did the best that we could in the time that we have with the tools that we have to be able to get as much of that out as possible until she goes to the physical therapy office on Thursday. So, cover them up. Oh wow. Oh wow. Look at where we're at. Someone's back to life.
Halfway.
Halfway. More than halfway. I would say 80%, if not more. So, that's it, guys. Pretty simple stuff. Not rocket science. Let's turn off the tunes for a sec. Yeah, so really simple. Didn't want to complicate things for you. Just wanted to provide some insight on how to do that. What are the materials needed? The setup. Why we're doing it. As you can see, Whitney can't stop smiling. Can you guys see this? Look at her face. She won't stop smiling. Do you know what that means? C-U-D-D-Y. I'll let you figure what that means. Cuddy? You know what cuddy means? We'll talk about that in another video. So tell them. What do you think? Tell them, was this a good idea? How on point was I? And what your experience is like.
Well, it's always a great idea. One. Obviously, this is not something that is manageable to do very frequently.
Oh, don't forget what you're gonna say. By the way, I didn't tell her to say any of this. None of this is staged. Any of it.
So, I would love to get this every day. I know it's not very realistic. It takes a lot of effort, energy on Chris's part. So I am super, super, super appreciative. He does not have to do this. He does a lot of other things for me, but I digress on that point. What I love about the type of massage that he gave is that we went to a lot of different chain massage places. I won't name them, but usually when I go in there, they ask what type of massage I want, light, medium, or hard. I always tell them as much pressure as possible because when I leave, I genuinely want to feel better and I'm going for a purpose. I'm not just going to relax and like chill. Like I want my back fucked up so that
she want them knots out so she can actually think again and she don't have headaches all damn day.
I get a lot of headaches. I get a lot of headaches because I carry a lot of tension in my back. My traps, mainly my upper top shelf, and typically they don't press hard enough to actually get the back. It's kind of like a tease. They press a little and you feel like you get excited. You're like, oh, they're gonna get the knot out, but you leave and it's not fully out. So Chris went in a good way. It wasn't too hard to the point where it's painful. I like it slightly uncomfortable because I know that it's working and I want the blood flow to get in there and I want to feel better afterwards. The whole point is to feel better and not to be uncomfortable, not to have this pain here, not to have headaches, which I do get because of that. So 100% on point from the aroma, lotions that he's using, that helps as well. I wasn't cold. I get cold very easily. So the blankets, amazing.
I have the air at 71 in here right now, and she wasn't cold.
Music is a nice touch.
I get hot.
I hear it in the background as he was commentating, but it was still very relaxing. And he went into the points where I actually had the tension. Like, I don't need a full body massage. What I care about is to feel better and get this taken care of. By the way, this was a surprise, so I didn't even know it was happening today. I was just working, and I come out and I see this whole setup. So
we were both working. I got sick of seeing the stress in her face.
From that perspective, job well done as a fiance and a partner. He knows what I love and what helps me feel better.
So it's not only about creativity, it's about being observant to the people that are in your life. The only reason I did this is because she looks stressed out as hell on her face. And then I'm thinking, why is that occurring? And then I start connecting the dots. Oh, she has a lot of tightness in her neck and back. Oh, maybe I can do something to help. But that has to revolve around self-awareness. You have to be aware of your surroundings and what's going on in your environment in order to pick up context clues and then find a solution to be able to resolve whatever those challenges or situations are that are occurring.
Yep. So I didn't expect it. It was wonderful. Am I missing anything? What else am I supposed to be giving feedback on?
What did I say? Was I on point? Experience. And there's a third one. I can't remember. If you guys want to go back and replay this video and enter it in so she can give her feedback.
Honestly, like most of the things couples do for each other, it's just kind of like
dinner.
It's half a thought, and it's
Flowers.
so common, and it's just like kind of gets boring. Like, we can go out to dinner anytime. Flowers are cool, they die in a day, but I get most excited when it's acts of service, when it's something that's going to make me feel better so I can produce more and keep killing it together as a couple, as a business, the whole shebang. So you guys should take notes, because Chris put on an entire show and gave a lot of tidbits about how to keep your spouse happy, how to retain them, and just how to do things that are really selfless in nature. And he took, like I said, he took a lot of time to do this. Didn't need to, but I sincerely appreciate it. It does not go overlooked, and I love him.
Do you remember you remember I said you got to keep learning? So I like to give, because I know when you give and you keep giving and you keep giving, it will all come back, right? I don't know when, but I know it will. So one of the books that helped validate how much I give was this one. Whoa, I'm almost dropping. So here's another tidbit for you guys. If you want something to read, hide behind the book, hide behind the book. Right? If you want something to read, that's actually going to feed your mind in a very good way in terms of relationships. This is a very good book, written by Gary Chapman. It's called The 5 Love Languages, right? So if you didn't know about this book, and this is Secrets to Make Relationships Last, right? Yeah, I would highly recommend going to Amazon and purchasing this book if you haven't read it already.
What's even weirder is that earlier today I made a post, and the question that I asked our audience is, what is your love language with your spouse? And then I come out and I see this whole setup with the massage table. So, wasn't planned, totally unexpected, but somehow complete synchronicity. So thank you, babe.
All right, that's it. Once again, if you like this video, you like our content, better yet, let me edit my words. If you love this video, you loved our content, and you want more of it, love this video, comment below, share it with someone, and join our platforms. We're trying to get to 10,000 within the next 2 months, and we need your help. All right? So now we are gonna go and frolic, and then Whitney's gonna go clean those bathrooms.
Damn.
Because she got to earn her keep. All right, we'll see you guys later.